goes, well, what do you tell your kids? And he says, straight up, I tell them, like, your dream's fucking stupid or whatever. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, your dream's whack.
Dream killer.
Killer Mike.
Yeah, shout out to him. Fun stuff. Check it out on Netflix if you got it. And that'll move us into our final segment.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now for the movie focus of the week.
All right, so this week we're talking about Thoroughbreds. It's from 2018. It's rated R. It clocks in at 1 hour 33 minutes, and it's got an 86 currently on Rotten. It was written and directed by Coy Finley, who's, I think this was his directorial debut, which is a fucking great piece of work.
Debut film?
Basically, the story is centered around two childhood friends, Lily and Amanda, who reconnect late in their teenage years. After discovering how different they are, an insidious plot is hatched to hurt Lily's abusive stepfather. All right, so what did you guys think of the film? I know it was, besides me, I'm the only one who's seen the movie once prior to this screening tonight. So let's go around the room and share your feelings on this film.
Who wants to go first? I'll go first. The film is, very... when you watch it, it's very vague, and I think you have to understand what vague is, like, to be a vague human, and that's exactly what they do throughout the fucking whole movie. And it's just, like, crazy, because, like, they act that out the whole way, and I've seen people, like, be like this in real life, so it's just, like, nuts, because, like, it makes you want to, like, stay away from these people, but at the same time...
You're talking about Amanda?
Huh?
Amanda? The one that has no feelings or whatever?
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, dude, like... But, like, alright, fuck it. In the film, she calls around and was like, fuck it, stop fucking around, just be like that, too. And then they both start doing it. So that's why I'm like, it gets vaguer, and, like, that's why when I told you, I'm like, oh, so now the movie starts, basically. Because, like, it drops real suddenly right there. It's pretty dope. But, yeah, I love the movie. It's pretty great. It's a good recommendation to me.
Yeah. I'll go next. This is the first time I've seen this movie. I didn't really know too much about it. I watched the trailer, I want to say earlier today or last night. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a cool, kind of like a modern... to me, watching the film, I thought it was filmed like an episode for something, almost like a short story or part of a trilogy for another movie, but kind of like a Black Mirror.
They could have glassed it, maybe.
Yeah, but I thought it was really good, dude. I thought the whole fucking facade of them putting up a front so she can, she was getting paid to be her friend or whatever, and then she kind of, fell for her. She saw, what she saw in when she was a little kid and being friends with her, but the twist at the end, I did not expect that. It was really heartbreaking, kind of, because it's like, shit, dude, you see these people sometimes where you hear like, oh, I didn't do anything, or it wasn't me, and you don't believe them, but sometimes that shit can happen. So I thought it was a really good movie. Thanks for the recommendation.
Yeah, well, thank you, James. James is your pick.
James' pick.
Didn't even see it. So I'll start off. I thought this movie was masterfully directed. The times when it's just kind of there's no sound, or the sound that they do have is really kind of like violins, kind of. It's really like streaking and
eerie.
Yeah, it's really like a really eerie tone, like undertone with the music and everything, and that really does kind of
it plays into
the whole to the movie and everything, and it kind of it matches the movie like perfect, and it gets you in that kind of mood, that kind of the mood they kind of feel like they want you to be in.
Yeah, like some wrongs happen,
and you do get a sense of that something's off with this entire movie. At least that's what I thought, and I enjoyed it. It was a really good one, and I'm glad I picked it. It was fun. and the twist ending, like Vic said, was crazy.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting it. It was pretty jaw dropping, and I'm excited to see more from this director.
For the first time he's directing. This is the very first movie. It's gonna be a lot to live up to after, because I feel like this is already like a seasoned producer or movie maker.
Mm-hmm. I feel like within this movie he probably has like so many more ideas, dude. Like he could display for like other actors and different casts.
The subtleties that they throw in sometimes, where it's like a dream sequence where it's like blurry on the outside, are only certain words or certain sounds you hear, really plays on your imagination at some points. And there's some things you don't really see that off camera.
All the effects for like the guy using his tool
what the fuck was
to
that?
work out, I guess.
The thing upstairs, he had like an elliptical that was just
the
rowing machine.
Yeah, you don't need to see what it looks like. You just know that it annoys the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
You just hear that fucking sound of the fucking rowing the whole time, dude. It's like,
and she says in the beginning, because they're like, "What the fuck?" Amanda's like, "What the fuck's that sound?"
Yeah.
And then she explains to it, and then she's like, "I think he just does it to fucking drive me crazy." And I think at that point where she wakes up in the middle of the night, that's where she's kind of had enough.
Yeah.
And that's where her she's ready to do whatever kind of to get what she wants, basically. And
what did you think of the movie, man?
All right,
the second time. First time and then second time.
Yeah. Watching this the first time, I didn't remember everything, how it plays out, so being able to watch it again and you can kind of analyze stuff differently because you know what's going to happen, that was really fun. I think this movie's just as fun as it was the first time, if not even a better experience. The music is, I love when scores can be their own character, and they kind of carry their own weight throughout the movie, and this one is kind of, I would put it on the level of 2049, where it's not even really music, it's more noise, but it's strategically placed throughout certain points of the film to heighten the tension, and they do that so fucking good throughout this one, and I feel like it makes the movie, even though it's probably had a micro budget, it makes it feel so much more epic.
On a bigger scale.
Yeah. It makes it feel 1,000 times more epic, and kind of goes with the emptiness, because I feel like they're playing on that suburban life where these parents have so much money that they're kind of wrapped up in themselves, and you get to see the perspective of these kids kind of left alone to fend for themselves, and they're kind of
what that does to them. In their mind, they're
going down the wrong path, and there's nobody there to kind of be like, hey, like cut it out, and they just kind of drift further and further, and that's why we get so many of these kind of school shootings and things that happen because of the parents not really paying
neglecting them.
Or thinking that they're just kids and they're dumb. That's the thing that I think is a shame about parents nowadays, or in general.
They're naive.
It's been going. They think, they're just kids. They're not doing anything bad.
Not my Jimmy. Not my
downplaying them badly, dude.
And
start to feel some way, dude.
That's what this movie gets right, is that it's a character picture that really focuses on these two girls and breaks down how complex they are despite their age. You know what I mean? They're dealing with real life problems and mental illness, and things get real and really fast.
Real fast,
I kind of like how Amanda and Lily, how Amanda's kind of trying to get Lily to go along with it in the beginning, like, there's people that are born in this world, there's maybe it's two good parents and they have a kid who doesn't really do anything, and he's kind of just a waste, and then she's like a horse, if a lame horse, so then you put it down. And she's like, yeah, that makes sense, right? And she's like, yeah, so he's like the horse, and like that comparison, how they were kind of rationalizing it in Lily's head of okay, it's okay, like it's just like killing a horse that it has a broken leg or is born with a defect. You just kill it so it doesn't affect anyone else.
Because it's common knowledge that most serial killers start off with mutilating animals.
Yeah.
So I love that subtle kind of because of course they never show you anything with the horse, but they just allude to that's how it all.
She's attracted to it in a way to do that, maybe.
Yeah. And I like the. I just actually finished watching Mindhunters. Mm-hmm. So, and then I know in that they talk about how serial killers and stuff like that they emulate or copy people's real emotions to fit into society because they don't know how to actually be happy or feel sadness or anything like that. So, and when she was explaining that, like when she was like, I learned to copy people and to feel a certain way, act a certain way, to make people think I am, if I'm sad or I'm happy.
It's kind of it's called being a sociopath. Yeah. Which is you're unable to feel. You have no moral compass inside.
Yeah.
You don't really know right from wrong. It doesn't matter what you do. You don't feel any way.
You don't feel guilt if you would.
It's like somebody. A neutral feeling, which can be very bad.
Yeah.
As you go through life.
And then she even says that I just have to try 100 times harder to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what the right thing is because she can't feel it. So that's pretty cool. Little
like if there was like a left or right path, she's going straight through the middle, dude. Like like in a car.
There's no right and wrong for her.
Yeah, she's
she'd be a great hitman.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I wanted to say how I love the cinematography throughout. I believe it looks like it was filmed with the anamorphic lenses.
It was beautiful, the little chess scene where she was like playing chess with herself. That was a little nice scene. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. She's just laying it down on her. I'm like, damn. Amanda was pretty great in the film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just to play that character like that the whole time, too. Man, it's amazing.
She was. But, the way that it was filmed, I think that they were trying to capture how lonely these two felt and how they were in this, because most of the film takes place in the mansion, and they really do a good job of portraying how big the spaces are and how there's nothing going on
and how empty the echoes are,
and everything's just dormant, and they really don't have any kind of set schedule or like point to their lives. They're just kind of
no
there.
Structure really.
They're just there and kind of like what's my purpose? And so it's very strange and kind of jarring, but in a good way.
Yeah.
What's something else?
I really like Anton's character in this. He's kind of like the burnout, the older guy who hangs out with the high schoolers at parties, and it's like you're like, oh yeah, you graduated like 10 years ago, or like, and you're like, what the fuck are you still here for? Like, okay. But he has this vision of himself where he's an entrepreneur, and he's gonna run the city or this whole coast or whatever.
He's gonna do more for himself.
Yeah, he thinks that, but they see right through it because they're like, you're fucking washing dishes at an old folks' home.
Yeah,
like what do you
catch him in the act?
You're a fake. Like
lives at his dad's house.
Yeah,
that was also a funny scene.
I like that whole
walking up in his job.
Yeah,
it was pretty hilarious.
I really could dig his character. He was really cool, and even though he was only in the movie, I think for like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah,
not even that. But it was really cool.
He got screwed over, dude. He got screwed over. Getting fucking hit in the head, and then that fucking, or even that kid punches him in the fucking face.
He's like, evil children.
Yeah.
He like walks away.
He's like, I'm providing the youth drug experience.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, you fucked this 17-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, because
and like, he was 25. He's like, correction, I was 23. It's like, okay, it's still legal.
Yeah, he's just a scumbag, dude.
But yeah, that dude was he was pretty good in this movie for how little he was in it.
Yeah, I wish they would have used him more. Definitely.
I felt bad for him, dude, because he kind of was like blackmailed.
He was stressed out the whole shit. Yeah, the whole film.
And I probably would have did